Welcome to the Pharos Fit podcast, where we help you to explore your capacity to move better, push further, and achieve your limitless potential through fitness, nutrition, recovery, and lifestyle. Welcome back to the Pharos Fit podcast. I'm here today with Emylee Cavell, my dear wife.
Hello.
And Brandon. Hey, Brandon.
What's going on, guys?
Brandon, it's your first time to the lodge. How do you feel?
It's beautiful up here. It's amazing. I'm already way more relaxed because no one can get a hold of me.
It's so nice. I know we got here in Everett, and of course, we don't have Wi-Fi set up yet, and the movers don't come until Tuesday.
And we got no phone
signals. We got no phone signals, and it's it's an opportunity to be stressed. And I'm like, nah, this is what I signed up for. This is why I came here.
Great.
So, guys, we wanted to come to you today with this podcast and really let you know what's happening. Get excited and start talking about the growth of Pharos Athletic Club into what we are calling
the Pharos Mountain Lodge.
Pharos Mountain Lodge. This place, we are sitting here in Idyllwild.
Idyllwild, California, for those of you who
California.
are outside of the bubble that we live in.
Hidden gem.
It is. It's a hidden gem.
In the mountains. We started coming out here. The first time I'd been here was at the beginning of the pandemic, right? It was the first time we'd been anywhere since the pandemic started. We had to get out of LA. We were going insane. And someone said, our friend Roxanne said, well, let's go to Idyllwild for a weekend break. And we came here, we hired an Airbnb, and we had a great weekend. We stayed in really basic accommodation that first time, but we still had a great time.
It was amazing.
It was so good to get out of LA, and so nice to come to the mountains, and it really sort of ignited something in us.
It's amazing because, we live in LA, and it's insane to think that just 2 hours away, they call, mile high, a mile up a mountain is just this amazing little town and community and just environment.
Yeah. And like I said before in the previous podcasts leading up to this really is a culmination of everything me and Emylee have experienced in our kind of fitness careers up until this point. Emily's going to talk a little bit about her retreat experiences coming up to this point. And if you guys remember in the previous podcasts, I talked about my time in Utah when I started going to Utah and seeing the mountains and spending time in the mountains, and it just feeling like an escape and like a getaway. And it just gave me a completely different sensation in my body. And something that I knew I wanted more of. And also the sense of adventure that comes from nature and being amongst nature and being away from cities. There's just something special about that. And also just going away from where you are, where you spend most of your time, and doing something special, still in fitness, but in a different place, in a different environment with different things, is a very special thing to do. Now, I didn't really mention this in my previous podcast, but not only had I traveled a lot with the movie stuff in fitness and got to see lots of different environments there, but when I was working in London, I would do these boxing trips. Me and Martin Holgate, an old mentor of mine, a great boxer, we would run these boxing workshops in Barcelona. So we would fly to London to Barcelona and do these boxing workshops that would last a week. And we'd spend time in Barcelona. We'd sightsee. We'd box in a local boxing gym. We'd run around Barcelona. And it was just a great experience. And people just loved it. It was so good. And then, of course, I did my Austin trip. So I would fly people from the UK to Austin. I've always loved Austin. It's a great city. We would run around the lake. I would hire a local gym. We'd train in the gym. And then we'd go and see live music. We'd go and eat out. And it was just a real escape for people from the UK to get out of the city, go somewhere new, go somewhere special, get outdoors, and just have that thriving experience. And now going into this project in Idyllwild with the Pharos Mountain Lodge, it really feels like everything I've ever done suddenly has meaning.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah, because everything led to this point.
That's amazing. That's what this whole saga has been working up to.
Exactly. Yeah.
3 episodes.
3 episodes to get to this.
This point.
But I know you
5 years of our relationship.
Yeah.
Beautiful production.
40 plus years of your life.
It's almost like I planned it.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole time listening. I was like, I can't wait for the next episode. And I already knew what happened.
Yeah. But tell me about your experience, because you've done a bunch of retreats as well. So you have more experience than me going on other people's retreats. I've run my own ones, but I've never really been on other people's.
Right. Yeah. And I am the opposite. Okay, so this goes back to my car accident when I was on my way to Austin. Actually, I never made it to Austin at the time. But on the way to Austin, I got into a car accident. Car flipped 5 times. Very lucky to be alive. No, very minimal, issues. I got neck issues, that I've talked about previously, and other kind of lingering things, but otherwise just very lucky to be alive. And I remember going back to my gym after the car accident happening. And one of the members at my previous gym, Andrea Markham, who is now one of like the most important people in my life that just, continually I call her my LA mama. She kind of came to me and basically said, you look like someone that would really benefit from this. And I run these retreats and I'm hosting one and I'm going to Bali.
When she says you look like someone, did you mean... You look like you're in a bad way.
Yeah, that I was like miserable. Okay. That was a nice way. She probably didn't say it like that. She has a much...
you look like a woman on the edge. You need to...
No, it was like, this thing happened to you. Right. And, I know that like you've been undergoing a lot. And I was kind of just throwing myself into work because that is perpetually what I do. It is my defense mechanism. Things go south. When they go low, we go high. No, I just throw myself into work the more stressed I am. Right. And it was so nice for, someone who loves and supports me to come up to me and say, hey, you look like instead of more work and more stress and more overload, you look like someone that would really benefit from like slowing down and retreating and going back. And she basically offered me an entirely free trip to Bali. She had an extra spot in her retreat and said, come with me for a week. I ended up booking 2 weeks there for a week and then on my own for a week. I had never been out of the country. I had never like gone anywhere like that. And she just kind of took me under her wing and said, let's make this happen. So that was my first retreat in 2013. And I have followed that woman to the ends of the earth since then. I would follow her anywhere. But so we've been to Bali and India and Italy, and I've gone on just these incredible retreats that kind of encompass, community and friendship, which is really like one of the strongest pillars that Pharos has, and mixes that with nature and environment and culture and learning and growth, and then combining that with like living a little and having fun, and then combining that with fitness or yoga in this way. And it was my first introduction to yoga actually as well. I had done some hot yoga for good exercise before in the past, but I had never really appreciated a practice in yoga until 2013 and that point. So I always say like some of the greatest things that ever happened to me in my life happened on retreat or because of retreat. In 2013 is when I decided to kind of change the trajectory of my life into being more into mobility and corrective exercise and recovery. And, that kind of paved me to all of these different gyms that led me to find you, that led us to, being cute with each other, texting across the seas while I was on retreat in Italy, to you surprising me at the airport at Heathrow. So
yeah, we talked about that in the last podcast.
You did? You talked about me? That's so nice.
I was an internet husband.
Yeah.
Totally. Oh, I'm going to see. I hate that you recorded that episode and didn't let me listen to it before I'm here. I feel underprepared now.
Very Tom Hanks of him.
Yes.
Falling in love in the airport.
Yes. It's true. He surprised me. It was actually, I was running the half marathon, and as soon as I made it through the finish line, I was leaving for Italy like the next day, and you had sent me a text message with a screenshot of your passport that was like, I'll see you at the airport. And I was like, oof. Yeah. So I had the time of my life in Italy, and then, came home basically to marry you.
Yeah.
So yeah, retreats. Very important in my life.
So
Come full circle now here.
So both of us have had like such great experience experiences on retreats, we know, just the feeling it generates. And you mentioned the word relationships, and me and Brandon talked about this before, like over the years, how important like building relationships has been. And I think sometimes in our daily lives, sometimes we don't work on relationships as much as we should do. Sometimes we don't have the conversations that we should have. We don't go deep. Everything stays shallow because we're all like coming and going, like busy and just like all conversations are very fleeting. Whereas when you come on a retreat and you spend quality time with people, often it's like-minded people, people that are trying to get the same thing out of it as you. You just end up, building these great relationships that often will last a lifetime.
I love what you said, quality time. I'm like, yeah, every time on retreat has literally been quality time. Right. And some of it, an important pillar, I always remind people of this. My dad always used to say, Little Boo, because that was my nickname as a kid, just to let y'all in, set the environment. It's important to be bored. And I remember that also playing a role, that like the panic of feeling like I needed to do something and the joy of letting yourself just like have some peace, so quality time.
Yeah.
Including being bored.
In essence, we are building this space. Essentially what we have is two houses on the same property. It's a beautiful property set in the mountains, surrounded by the national forest. We are essentially going to live in one property. Me, Emylee, and White have our little home here. And then we have another house, which is going to be for Airbnb and what we call bed and barbell. People can come, stay, train. So imagine you could go to an Airbnb where you had a fantastic gym and a hot tub and a sauna and an ice bath and everything that you wanted your kind of healthy weekend to be. So not only do you get a great stay in the mountains with everything that Idyllwild has to offer, you also have the option to train and to recover and all of those great things that you could do in a training facility. Now, on top of that, we'll be doing Pharos signature retreats, where you can come for 2 days, you can come for 3 days. Some of them will be a week long, and they'll be kind of like more kind of like signature Pharos retreats where your day will be planned out for you. So we'll wake up, we'll have morning conversation and coffee together. We'll take you on a journey. We'll have like a morning cardio session. We'll have a mobility session. We'll have a training session in the day. We'll provide food. We'll do hikes. We'll have
seminars and educational pieces. Yeah, there'll be kind of different retreats for different flares, for different people. I feel like the ideas that we are trying to create, the ultimate, like if what Pharos is creating and delivering an excellent fitness experience, this is the excellent fitness retreat experience.
Yeah.
Like how can we have it all?
Yeah. I mean, for us, really, it enables us to combine everything that me and Emylee know about health and fitness.
And our entire team. Our entire team at Pharos.
It allows us to and inspires us to, both educate and provide the experience that we want you to have here in terms of fitness, but also combine that with everything that the mountains have to offer. So all of the nature, all of the wonderful, hikes and outdoorsy type stuff that you just can't do in LA. And also just the general sensation you get here of being away, having an escape, feeling at peace. I don't know what it is, but as soon as you get here, your anxiety drops by 50% automatically.
Math.
We want people to experience what we experience when we come here. And we want to invigorate that experience even more by providing a wonderful facility for people to both stay, train, and just do everything that we know that we can do here.
Yeah, for us, it really is, about sharing. That's what Pharos is really all about, is taking everything that we have and trying to share. That hybrid philosophy that we so believe is the key to everything, that kind of, mechanics, strength and conditioning. How can we translate that into this peaceful mountain setting?
Yeah, because really and truly, Pharos Athletic Club exists in a city because it has to. It provides a wonderful service for people that live in the city. It provides multiplicity, great equipment, a wonderful training environment. that kind of gym could not exist in the mountains, and it should not exist in the mountains.
Right.
The gym in the mountains is a different thing. Of course, it'll still be a great gym. We'll have great equipment in there, but nature provides us with something special and we want to use it. So we'll be doing a lot more stuff outdoors.
Absolutely.
The gym will be like an indoor-outdoor gym. So there'll be,
monkey bars and ropes.
and ropes and tires and stuff. But
Can't
also
wait for y'all to see.
Yeah, but also it'll be like big open doors so you can come indoors and outdoors. It's just gonna be so great, and we're so excited to share it with you and for you guys just come stay. We actually have 2 properties now up here that you'll be able to come and stay in. One will be on the lodge itself, and one will be like additional dwelling where you can come and just lodge there and then have access to everything that we're doing here. So, we'll be able to house I think 12 people.
I think our first retreat will be about 12 people.
Yeah,
except for our staff retreat. I feel like we'll be able to definitely
well, that's because our staff can sleep on the floor.
We'll just get sleeping bags, roll them out, sleeping on the couch. No.
But,
don't worry, we won't do that for the real thing.
But yeah, so the idea is that you guys can come, you can stay, you can train, you can have all these, like I said, all the great things that you would come to Idyllwild for, and then with the additional bonus of everything that me and Emylee can provide.
But we do have a favor.
We do have a favor.
We do. We have some homework.
Yes.
If you are with us so far and you are super excited, as are we, about Pharos Mountain Lodge, then we are asking you, we built Pharos Athletic Club with you in mind, meaning if you are listening to us, it's probably because you know us in some capacity and have been.
Well, also, we always said that we built the gym that we would want to be a member of.
Oh, of course.
Because we felt that, because we are people, we are people in fitness that built a gym. We are not like gym owners that had a ton of money that just wanted to open a gym. We are just people who love fitness, who wanted to open a gym. And now we are people who love retreats, who want to own a retreat and run a retreat.
But it really comes from a place of wanting to build it with and for our community,
exactly.
right? Like we, from the moment that we started out Pharos, it was not what it is right now. We have grown to a 22,000 square foot facility with, 12 hybrid programs, an open gym that we never counted on, and personal training that we never counted on. There's all these facets of Pharos that we never thought of originally because they came as people asked for them, as people needed them. Yeah, it came for demand. Yeah. So we want to do the same thing. So if you want to help us build the best fitness retreat experience of all time, then in the show notes at the bottom of this episode, we ask you to go to that link. There's going to be a survey. You're going to get some information both about the Pharos Mountain Lodge and the Pharos Mountain Retreats. And then there's going to be a little, well, I don't even want to say little. It's exhaustive because we really want to know. We want to build we want to get the, brains turn. We want to get the wheels turning and get us really thinking about all of the little touches that can make this amazing. So if you have an extra 10 minutes, go to the bottom of this page and click on the show notes. Make sure that you go to that survey and help us build the best fitness retreat experience.
Yeah. There's so much potential here. There's so much we can do. And now it's just a case of, okay, what do people really want? And we've talked about like movie screenings and stuff like that as well. There's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, the Rustic Theater's so cute, and they do private movie screenings. And I was like, oh, so fun.
Yeah, and if you haven't been to Idyllwild recently, it really is a super fun town, oldie-woldy. And again, it kind of takes me back to my time growing up on the Isle of Wight, which has a ton of like oldie-woldy towns. Which
I think music all weekend long. There's always fun festivals. People come here and they stay here. That's the whole thing.
There's an Art in the Park sign on the way in.
Yes, Art in the Park. Home of the Idyllwild Arts Academy. Really prestigious people have come and visited Idyllwild and have been transformed by the mountains in the way that nature does to the arts.
A lot of famous ranches up here as well.
Oh yeah.
Timothy Leary. I know he's got.
Yeah.
And Logan Paul is a neighbor of yours, probably.
Oh, is he?
I think he owns that one. Yeah.
We'll reach out.
Oh my god.
Ask him to be one of our first guests.
They did a promo at the for the boxing. Jake Paul.
Yes.
For that fight against Nate Robinson, and they used your boxing arena.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. God.
Emylee was in charge of that one.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a really special place, and we found it. We fell in love with it, and we know you guys are going to love it too if you don't already. And I think, like I said before in the last podcast, me and Emylee, like we had this entrepreneurial spirit, and with the pandemic, I think a lot of us felt kind of stuck. And this gave us the opportunity to grow without having to open another huge like Pharos Athletic Club type gym. Now, we're not saying that won't happen in the future. Hopefully it will. But this
and
gives
anyone that was able to open another facility within the pandemic, kudos to those expanding hardcore like that.
yeah. But for us, it was like, let's do something, smaller, more manageable.
That feels right.
That feels right and gives us something new, something different, and something not just for us but for everybody. Something we really feel that we can contribute to our membership and give them something special that not only we deserve but they deserve. And for our staff as well. Like I think everyone's going to really appreciate having a place in the mountains to go when the city just gets too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you guys, that is the Pharos Mountain Lodge. We are going to start doing retreats here, hopefully towards the end of July. So
we'll have a whole end of summer series. Basically, in the survey, there's also tentative dates. If you're like hardcore, and I know some of y'all are, so I'm speaking to the ones that are like, sign me up for retreat number 1 because, like I always say, we have members who signed up 5 years ago that are still members today. So if you are interested in doing one of the first beta retreats, I do at the bottom of the survey have some dates that we are wanting to basically kind of iron out and hash out some initial beta retreats. So get in on that.
We moved in yesterday. I started building out the gym today.
It's happening.
It's happening.
And like Peter, if you know us at all, we are like head first through the walls, and we are like, let's go.
Yeah. So as soon as the equipment arrives, the gym will be ready. So we'll get it done as quick as we can.
We're doing it.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. In the meantime, of course, if you are in Echo Park or in Los Angeles, we are now fully open, 1316 Glendale Blvd. You can find us on Instagram at Pharos Echo Park. And we'd love to see you. The gym is in full swing. We are ever increasing our classes, and our coaching staff are there and ready to service you. And we're excited for the rest of 2021. So come see us when you can. Thanks for joining me, Emylee.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming to the ranch, Brandon.
Pleasure. Glad to be one of the first people up here. Great.
Okay, guys. Next time. Take care. Bye.